Hello everyone, this is Adnan with Canet's training videos, and in this video series we are going through uh, Microsoft Exam 70-410 Administrating Server 2012. And in this video, this is chapter 4 from the book Administrating Server 2012. Now, in this chapter, we're basically going through Recovery Active Directory, recovering Active Directory. Now, recovering Active Directory is a very important topic. Recovering Active Directory simply means that if in case of disaster, in case of Active Directory goes down, how do we recover Active Directory in case of any objects going deleted? How do we recover those objects and all that? So in Server 2012, the very first option that Server 2012 offers for recovering objects is Active Directory Recycle Bin. Active Directory Recycle Bin, it enables you to restore deleted Active Directory objects without complexity of rebooting the main controllers. Now, Recycle Bin is a very helpful option in Server 2012. First time it was introduced in 2008. This option was introduced in 2008, and now it is part of 2012 as well. In 2008, it was in order to enable recycle bin we used to use some PowerShell command, but in 2012, it's a lot easier to work with recycle bin. Now, just one thing to remember: once recycle bin is enabled, it's a one-way operation, meaning recycle bin once enabled cannot be disabled. So let's first check recycle bin. Now, in order to work with recycle bin, you log into our domain controller. So we're going to log into our domain controller with our password. And so I'm logging in. In order to enable recycle bin, it can be although enabled from PowerShell as well, but we're going to use tools. And within tools, we're going to go to Active Directory Administrative Center. Within Active Directory Administrative Center, once it starts, just taking a bit time. Now, Active Directory Administrative Center, which is an easier way to administer Active Directory. In this, we have a lot of new options. So one more time, let me open. Okay, so the first time it, maybe it was not clicked properly. So Active Directory Administrative Center is all based on PowerShell, and it gives an easier view for administrating Active Directory. Now here all we need to do, we need to go to Evergreen. So this is my domain, and on this side you would see Enable Active Directory. Now in my case it's grayed out. In my case it is grayed out since I already enabled it. Now in your case, if it is not enabled, it will look like this, and you can enable it, and again it will give you uh, it will give you an option. It will give you a warning message saying that it is one-way operation. You cannot disable it. Once you enable it, what happens is in this domain it creates a folder called deleted objects, and within deleted objects you will see all the objects that will be deleted, and you can recover them later on. So how does it work? So all you need to do is you need to go onto any object. Let's find any user. Let's say we delete any user from here, or let's say maybe delete this group. So I'm going to delete this. Let's say it is deleted, and all you need to go back to deleted object, and right here you right click on it, and then restore. And I'm going to restore these other objects as well. So the other objects is restored. As soon as you go back, we can restore the object. So I should be able to see this object, and I'm able to see this other object as well. Now this is recycle bin. So recycle bin is a blessing in 2012 and 2008, because the older way of restoring these objects were very complex. You have to reboot the machine in directory services restore mode and then do the rest. Guys, the second important thing in recovering Active Directory is Active Directory restore or backup. Directory, if your Active Directory crashes, it goes down. It is said that the best way to recover Active Directory, if it goes down on one server, all you need to do is just install another domain controller. So, for example, right here I have. Right here, I have a domain controller here, so I'm going to create a domain controller. So these are two domain controllers, and they are connected to our network. They are connected to a network. So DC1, which is this one, and this is DC2. DC1 and DC2, as we already know, they both have NTDS database and NTDS replicate all the time within them. Now, the best way of recovering a domain controller, if this domain controller goes down, the better way is to just recreate another server, install a directory, and that new server will get all replicated data from the other server. But then again, in some cases, we do need to restore from the backup. So for that, we use the backup utility. Now, backup utility that comes with Server 2012, the backup utility that comes with Server 2012 is known as Windows Server Backup. Windows Server Backup, and this utility is not installed by default. We need to go into server features and enable this utility. And then what we'll do is we'll create a full backup. Then we can create backups. Now, once you enable this feature, what happens is there are two options. So I'm going to show you, but here, for understanding, it has once you enable this feature, it has two options. We can backup schedule in which I can create a schedule of backup. For example, I can create a schedule saying that every 12 a.m. daily, the server should be there should be a full backup of server. So there should be full backup. So this is one option. Once you create this schedule, what happens is once you create a schedule, what happens is then it will start taking backup at this time. Second option is backup once. In backup once, it would just create a backup once, and backup once it is just for that time. Once the backup is taken, it will save the backup so that later on, if we need, we can restore from that backup. So, but first of all, we need to enable Windows Server Backup. Now, let's go back. But before going there, few other things to remember about backup. When we back up Active Directory, so here I'm going to say backup Active Directory. It is backup Active Directory. Now, in order to just back up Active Directory, what we can do, we can create backups in two types. So we can create a full backup of full server backup, or secondly, we can create just system state backup. System state backup will be quicker, system state backup or full server backup. System state full server backup will take long time because it needs to take a full backup, whereas system state backup will take lesser time. It would take lesser time as it's just a backup of important system files. So in this system state backup, it takes important system files. Important system files will be backup, and most importantly, if system state backup is taken for a domain controller, then Active Directory backup will also be taken. Active Directory backup is also be taken, which includes the backup of NTDS files. So in many organizations, what we do is we create system state backup. We set up system state backup daily, and we take full backup once a week. So this is taken just once a week. So full backup. This is weekly, whereas system state backup is taken daily. When it comes to when it comes to restoring Active Directory, we can restore a full server restore, or especially for Active Directory, there are two types of restore. There is authoritative restore, and there is non-authoritative restore. Non-authoritative restore. The difference of authoritative and non-authoritative restore is that, let's say this is my Active Directory and this is my Active Directory. This is a server that is sitting in a production environment. In non-authoritative restore, and this is my tape drive where I took the backup. So let's say I've taken the backup previously, let's say 2 days back. So 2 days old backup was taken in this tape. And now after 2 days, so this is 2 days old backup, whereas this is current Active Directory. Now current Active Directory has the latest record, whereas tape has older record. Now let's, for example, here accidentally we delete a user. The user is deleted accidentally, and that user is been deleted accidentally, and user is completely removed. Now in order to bring back the user, we need to restore the user from the backup. So now I'm about to restore a user. So, but as soon as you restore from the backup, what happens is this Active Directory and other Active Directory server thinks that the database that is currently running is the newer database, and this is older database. So as soon as you restore, although you have successfully restored that object, but in next replication cycle, it will replicate with another DC and again remove the user. So what happens is, as soon as you restore the object, but other domain controllers will replicate to this database, and another domain controller was already deleted, and they would say that this is the latest database, this user will be deleted again. Now, in order to fix this, what we do, we use authoritative restore. In authoritative restore, we restore from the tape backup. So I'm going to restore the user from the tape backup, and I am going to say that this is authoritative object. So as soon as it is copied in the database, this user will be replicated to all domain controller, saying this is the latest change to keep the user account. So authoritative restore means this is authoritative record, and it should not be overwritten by current database. Non-authoritative restore is you restore the backup from Active Directory, from the tape drive, and let it update from the latest Active Directory. So that's how it is. Let me show you how it is done. Now within Active Directory, first of all, we need to make sure that we have backup utility available. Let me do it on my second server here. Now first of all, let's log in. Once you're logged in, so the very first thing I need to go into Server Manager and open Windows Server Backup. So right here, I'm going to go open Windows Server Backup. So first of all, I'm going to take a full backup of this server. So we'll go here, take a full backup. Once this Windows backup starts, and as soon as I click on local server backup, it says that the backup is not installed on this computer. The Windows Server Backup, to install, you need to add a feature. This is what we said earlier, that the backup tool is not installed. We need to install. So I can just see the console, but the feature is not installed. So the very first thing we need to do is install the feature. So for that, I need to go back to Server Manager and say add roles and features. I will go to next and here, and it's not in roles but in features. So I'm gonna click another next and then go down here and install Windows Server Backup. Once you install Windows Server Backup, here you select to be restart if it needs to be restarted, and in few moments this tool will be installed. So I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna come back as soon as it is installed. Okay, so it is installed. Backup feature is installed, and it does not need a restart. You close it, and this time I'm gonna close it and open it one more time. And where is it? So here. So now when we select, now I'm able to see the backup tool. Now the backup tool is there, just like we said here. Once the backup tool starts, we have two options. When backing up something, it is just reading the data. Right on this side, I can schedule a backup. I can backup once. Schedule means that I need to create a backup that needs to be run at some specified time, daily, weekly, monthly. So this is how the backup starts. So let's say I want to set up a full backup every 12 a.m. daily. So here, next, I need to take a full backup. And then next, here, it will be taken once at 9 p.m. or I'm going to say it should be taken once at 12 a.m. So 12 a.m. once a day, and then next. And here it's saying that backup to the disk that is dedicated for the backup, or backup to a volume, or backup to a shared folder. Now, it is very important that when you take a full backup, it needs to be taken onto a separate disk. So this is what I'm going to do. I am going to add a new disk to our virtual machine. In real server, you would add a new disk, or you can get a shared disk as well. So in this case, I'm going to go to settings. I'm going to leave this here, and then I'm going to add a new disk. So once you add a new disk, go to hard disk, and we'll leave as is, and here it will be 60 GB, and next and finish. Now the disk is added, but this disk is a raw disk. I need to format the disk, so I'm going to go to Server Manager again, and within Server Manager I'm going to go to File and Storage, and then the disks. Within disk, it should show me an offline disk. So the disk that I just added is this disk. I need to right click on this and bring it online, and then I need to right click again and create a new volume, and next. Just select everything, and here I'm going to name it just to know that this is my backup disk. So this is backup disk, and select next and create. Now the backup disk is just created. Now just to verify if the disk is created successfully, I'm going to open Windows Explorer, go to computer, and this is my backup disk. So now go back to backup, and here I'm going to say backup to a disk that is dedicated for backup, and next. And now here show all available disks, and from this disk, it doesn't show me the name, but I can find that out. So this is show all available disks. My 60 GB is not available here. Let me cancel this. Go back. We can select the volume. Okay, so this is all the disks that you need to use. So here, since we made a volume, since we formatted the disk, so we can go to volume and go to next and add. Once you add here, you should be able to see the disk here. Volume. Oh, it's not shown here since I added it, and this wizard doesn't recognize. I need to cancel this and add again. So the disk is not available since I just added it at the moment. So most probably it can't see the disk. We can set up the disk to 12 a.m. and volume, and now when I add, I can see the disk here. So next, and next. So now it's saying that what do you want to backup. So since we said full server backup, it has selected everything and then finish. Now it is creating a backup schedule, and at 12 a.m. the backup will start automatically. So this is how we can set up a backup, and right here should be able to see actually should be able to see that there is a scheduled backup set up for 12 a.m. right here. So bare metal recovery, and the backup is set up right here. Now, the second type of backup is backup once. So, now if you need to set up a backup once, what we need to do is we need to select backup once here. Now, backup once, meaning I just need to take a backup, and this time I'm going to take a full backup of a server. I don't need to schedule anything since I already have scheduled, so I'm going to go to backup once, which is this different option. And in this case, I can take a full server backup, or I can take custom backup. In custom, I have a choice of selecting which item to be backed up. So select items to be backed up. And here, when you select bare metal backup will select everything that includes system and everything that is required to bring back the server. So not going to select anything extra from other disks. So just select bare metal backup and next, and then next. Here it's saying where do you want to back up. We can select local drive, and here I do have my backup disk. I can select the disk, but now you should see that you won't be able to select this disk since backup schedule is using that disk. So for the second backup, what I'm going to do, either I go back and cancel the schedule backup, number one, or I can add another disk. Let's add another disk. So go to settings again, and then add, and then disk, next, keep it 60 GB, and done, and OK. And so I'm going to cancel this because this won't recognize the disk. And again, since the disk is raw, I won't be able to see the disk here. So for that, I need to go back to server. Here I should be able to see an offline disk. Let me refresh. And here I do see another disk, so still not available. Right here, so now available. Offline, right click, bring online, and then format the disk, new volume, next, and we'll name it backup disk 2. So this is my backup disk 2, and create. So once the backup is created, and close, and I'm going to go back to backup, and this time create a once backup, different options, next, custom. I don't want to take full backup as all of the disk. I just want to take bare metal backup, which is equal to full backup except the additional disk. Next, and next. Here, local drive. I can take backup on a shared drive as well. And here I'm going to select my backup disk 2, this one. So this one, don't see that error, but if I select the other backup disk, I do see an error. So for that reason, we added backup disk 2, and next, and backup. Now once this backup starts, it will start taking the backup. It might take 15-20 minutes to take a backup, and I'm going to pause the screen. As soon as the complete backup is done, then I'm going to come back. Okay guys, the backup is taken. It took about 15 minutes, and now the backup is complete. We need to make sure that it says completed. Secondly, we must also see that this is successful. So now I have a successful backup. Now, in order to recover this backup, now this is full backup. Now let me create a system state backup. So one system state backup we're going to create. So we created one successful backup, and I'm going to create a system state backup here. Now in system state backup, I am backing that up. Backup the server. I'm going to say backup Did I? Oh, I selected recovery. I need to create a backup once again, and then here, different backup, custom, and this time I'm going to select just system state backup. And system state backup, as we said, it is just a backup of all system files and plus Active Directory files, and then local drive. I'm going to use this time the same drive, which is this one. It won't give me any error message. And backup. Now, once this backup is done, this backup will be a quicker backup as compared to the full server backup. Once this is all done, then we'll try our restore. So backup is still being taken. It is just started. I'm going to pause the video. Okay, system state backup is completed. It took almost the same time as the full backup, as this Active Directory is not huge. So system state backup was it's about 7.3 GB in size. So in this video, what we did, we installed the backup feature, and then we took a full backup. We also took a system state backup, one system state backup and one full backup. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to recover files or how to recover Active Directory, and also how to work with authoritative and non-authoritative backup. Thank you for watching this video. I'm going to see you in the next one.